when Brett left WWF and came to WCW, 97 had been a big year. It was all building to Starrcade where Sting was going to beat Hogan. And then there's that chaotic finish in the main event where Hogan doesn't want to put Sting over properly. Brett comes in to save a fast count that wasn't a fast count. I don't think you were there that day at the Starrcade, but what do you remember about that being such a show?
I was there because we wrestled. I think.
You were supposed to wrestle Giant that night, I think, and that was
Oh, that was when I had the.
the heart thing.
Oh yeah. So to tell you the truth, this is so it's after Christmas. We have Starrcade, and so my in-laws are coming to my house in Phoenix, and this is the only time in my life that I I played the part. I built a gigantic, almost 6,000 square foot ranch house with 20-foot ceilings, a pool that looked like a Hyatt Regency. I mean, I spent money. I built this big ass house. So people would always come out because we had 5 or 6 bedrooms. We had a guest house, and so we had some people coming out for Christmas. Well, the last thing you want to do is let anybody that's in your family see what kind of an absolute pirate you actually are, because we're on the road and we're just completely out of our minds. So a buddy of mine says, "Hey," I said, "I'm not going to be able to smoke any weed, because my in-laws are going to be there." He says, "No, man, I'll make you some brownies." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool." So he comes over like early Christmas morning, grabs me. We go to the gym and train. I've got a key to the gym, not Warriors. And so we go to the gym, we train. And because I'm going to take the next day off, I not only train legs, but I train back too. Completely destroy my body, nervous system, everything. Go home, and my buddy leaves, and I decide while my wife is getting breakfast ready, I'm going to eat one of the brownies. So I eat one of the brownies, it doesn't kick in. And I've never eaten cannabis at this time before. So I have no idea of what it's going to do, how long it's going to take. And I have no idea how much he's put in this pan of brownies. And the pan is only like 6 brownies. I found out later that it's got 2 ounces of weed in it, but oh well. So it starts off like a normal day, where it's like you start drinking some beers and you switch to wine and a couple shots of Maker's Mark and have a couple of gimmicks, which are pharmaceuticals, and eat some more brownies and eat some more brownies and eat some more brownies. And my buddy comes back by, because at this point now it's Christmas is kind of played out. He's like, "Man, let me get one of those brownies." I said, "Oh, I ate them. I ate them all." He looks at me with this look like, you didn't really. I said, "No, yeah, I did. I ate them all." He goes, "Dude, there's like, I think it was like an ounce and a half." And but it was, he usually had, decent smoke. So it was potent. Not like the stuff nowadays, but it was potent. And so we had this couch made, because the living room was like the size of this bar minus the open beer sound. But we had a couch that was like, I don't know, it was probably 16 by 22 that sat in this corner. And we had like, that's when, if you had like a 60-inch TV, you guys remember, like, it was like a piece of furniture. It was like this thick, and this big giant, this Mitsubishi made them, this giant, it was on rollers. You roll it around your house. And so we're all sitting there, and this couch is, it's really soft leather. And all of a sudden, man, those brownies kick. And I'm just like, whoa. And it's like every bad trip scene you've seen in a movie in your life, but you're living it. You're like, I'm like, oh my God. So I get up finally. It takes me everything I can to get out of this couch. And the way the house was there was this giant living kitchen area all open, and then you went through this big archway, and then there was like the formal living room. Like my wife plays piano, so there was a piano in there, and there was another whole living room set up. And my son, because it was so hot in Phoenix, had his play set in that room, like one of those outdoor play sets. We brought it inside because there's rattlesnakes and everything else out there. So he actually learned to ride his bike inside that house. And so I go to the back of the house, and it's like from where the couch is, it's like a bowl. The hallway looks like a bowling alley. It's so long. I walk and I go, and we have in the master. There's a big mirror between the my wife's closet and my closet. There's a mirror, like a dressing mirror. There's like a hassock back there, so I'm sitting on this hassock and I'm looking at the mirror and I'm like, great. I'm thinking like, and then I say to myself like, man, I can't feel my jaw. I can't like I can't oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. And I can't even find my pulse, but when I finally do, I'm psychosomatically I put myself into an anxiety attack, and now I can feel my pulse, and it feels like it's really, But I'm so stoned. I'm just so I go ahead. I go to the phone and I call 911. I've got a house full of people. I'm in the back, like doing my best Howard Hughes impersonation, back in the back of the house by myself, and we live in a gated community, but the front of the house has this courtyard, and we brought this door from a Mexican church, so it's got this big, like 9-foot antique wooden door that you've got to open to get into the courtyard, where there's this 20-foot fountain. And I mean, they've got a call box, so they get in through the gate guard, but now they've got to get into my courtyard too. So they got to call on the squawk box. So I live out in the desert, and there's no lights or anything. It's pitch black in the desert at nighttime. The squawk box goes off, and I think one of my wife's friends said to my wife, like, Tamara, there's an ambulance guy at your front. So she goes out, lets them in, and they come in, and I hear my wife like go, did somebody call an ambulance? And from the back of the house, you hear, yeah, honey, it was me. So the guy goes back there. He's Australian. He's the EMT guy. Goes back to the back of the house, and he's like, hey, what's up, mate? Merry Christmas. What's going on? He's doing my vitals, and my blood pressure's pretty high. And I mean, I'm not dying, but it's, they got oxygen on me. He goes, so what have you taken? And I go through this checklist. Well, I had some somas, I had a Percocet, drank some Maker's Mark. I guess I ate a little bit over an ounce of weed. I don't know, probably had 12 beers, had some wine. He looks at me dead serious. He goes, is this a suicide attempt? I said, no, mother, it's Christmas. Like, you gotta be kidding. No, just take me to the hospital. So they take me to the hospital. Well, who's working at the hospital on Christmas? Not exactly the 18th. You know, I got some guy that I think, I don't even know if he was a doctor. And so they take a blood test. And when you have a heart attack, the heart muscle puts off an enzyme because the heart is a muscle, and this particular enzyme shows damage to the muscle. I've got a ton of it in my system. Well, as I said at the beginning of the story, I went to the gym and trained legs and back. So I have completely destroyed my body. So I've got probably 3 times. I would have to have a heart the size of, the giant's head to put off this much. So that alone, they admit me, and so it's Christmas. It's like now it's like 12 o'clock, and I just told my wife, I said, I'm not going to die. I'm at the hospital. Just go home. Like, just get everybody out of the house. She says, all right. So I get up, and it's the hospital. It's North Scottsdale Hospital, and you come up the middle of it, but it's round, so the rooms are around it, and then the nurse's desk is, at one. So if you're going to walk around the floor, you can actually walk like around like a donut. And I'm in the cardiac ward, and I get up, and all I have is I have to have a heart monitor on me because they're going to monitor my heart for 72 hours. But they're going to keep me there for observation for 24 hours. So I get up, and I'm 38 years old, I guess. And as I walk around, I look into each one of the rooms, and like everybody's like 100. And I'm like looking in, I'm like, oh man, it's got to be rotten to be old, and Christmas and here. And then it just came the realization of, oh, 38, you're here, man. It's like, and that's when it really hit me. I'm just like, maybe I should probably clean up my life. And that was one of that. I'd never have done anything that stupid since. Actually, the February the 4th of this year was 2 years without any alcohol. Yeah.